Yo, people, sat down here. I had an interesting thought today. The question is, do celebrities influence your decision to buy a perfume? Celebrities or any kind of collaboration with non perfume based entities, okay, who are usually famous, of course. You got all kinds of people you can think of, sports personalities, actors, and even TV shows, like, look at this one here, right? So, to what extent this influences your decision to buy a perfume, and should perfume companies spend money and resources in paying these celebrities? This money, of course, can be used to make the perfume more price competitive, or use higher quality ingredients or better quality bottles, and so on. So I think this information hopefully will really help perfume companies in doing what they're doing. Okay, you can they literally, I don't know how many if somebody would have like a fun game and say, okay, I want to list down all the celebrities who have hawked perfumes before, or who have been associated with perfumes before. I mean, you're gonna have like pages of things. I think just think of any pop culture person, right? Sean John, Puff Daddy, Puff Diddy, right? Or whatever it is, whatever his latest iteration of name is. Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, even. Who else? Footballers, Cristiano Ronaldo, David Beckham. Okay, actors like Antonio Banderas. It's like every person is like coming out with perfume. Uh, so there are various dimensions to that. Of course, some of them like really like decides, like smell something and just put their name on the bottle itself, and some of them are just associated with it, meaning they don't really, it's not really like their perfume, as in their name is not emblazoned on it, right? So uh, I'm just giving a few examples here in front of you. So this Gyllenhaal, right? I believe he's a famous actor. He endorsed this, or he's seen in advertisements of Prada's Luna Rosa Ocean, and this, I think everybody, nobody could miss Savage being promoted by Johnny Depp. Okay, again, whether that made sorry, that made any difference or not. And then I got wet in the rain today, so that explains the coughing. And this 24 Gold, uh, supposedly associated with the famous TV show 24, which I didn't watch, by the way. Never really, I don't know, got into it. And that they, of course, I'm sure they pay royalty money and all that to be associated with that. So this thought came to me because when I got this, I didn't get this due to how to say, any of the show or anything. It's got nothing to do with my interest in this perfume. All due respect to the show itself, I'm sure it's a good show, but how does that correlate with me liking a perfume, right? Absolutely nothing. Johnny Depp is a great actor. Again, that didn't influence my decision to buy this, and same here, right? So am I alone in this? To what extent, like, you see a product endorsed by a star you love, makes you buy that product? Okay, unless there's some extremists who are like, one of those, I don't know what to say, those who live in basements and they have got this fetish for somebody and stalking and all that. Maybe they'll get literally everything with somebody's name emblazoned. But I think maybe if you like the product and sort of, I don't know really, honestly, I don't. Okay, I don't. I bought this because it's a good perfume. Okay, so did Dior need to spend more money? How much Dior I bought all kind of Diors, man. I got Dior Homme. I got Dior Fahrenheit, of course. I'm trying to see if I have it lying around here. It's lying around somewhere. So Dior Fahrenheit, years ago, I loved it all the same. I didn't, when I first smelled it, I didn't, like, there wasn't any like actor or somebody hawking it in my face, right? And this, because when I was buying stuff, I sampled this and I liked it. I felt like it has some Paco Rabanne 1 million vibes, and some wood in there made it a bit more interesting. So I decided to go for it, check it out, because the price is not horribly expensive. How much did I pay for this? Thereabouts. Let me think. Was it about? Let me think. I can't often recall, but it's average price, I would say. It's average price. It's not a very expensive perfume. Reasonably priced. Of course, there's the usual internet horde, what do you call it, hardcore fans who talk about this being reformulated and all that. But that's another topic. But it's a decent perfume. I'll talk about this in my review of this perfume. But otherwise, I'm just to tell you guys, right, that show this whole thing, this had nothing to do with me. This one, of course, sort of became aware of this due to some publicity, in the forums, in the social media influencers and all. Some people were starting to talk about this. That sort of made this awareness be there, and then of course when I was doing my perfume shopping and somebody sort of gave it to me, and I'm like, hey, this smells quite okay, the price is decent, why don't I just check it out, right? So that's how I end up getting it. So conclusion, I think a big majority of people buy a perfume because they like the scent, okay? It's good stuff, and they rebuy and rebuy again if they maintain the quality, right, the concentration and whatnot. Whereby the companies make the mistake of trying to dilute it, trying to make one perfume into three and call it eau de toilette, eau de parfum, elixir, and right. So there's one good stuff, and they try to break it into 4 or 5 things. Capitalism, guys, capitalism. The other day, I went to a bank and somebody told me about I wanted to sort some things out and all that, and I had so much difficulties. Although these big companies, also telecommunication companies, they got the website, they give a whole litany of things you can communicate to them through. For example, through Twitter, through a messenger, through email, through telephone, hotline, God knows what. It's so much more compared to say 1960s and 70s. But however, back in those old days, even though the only means of communication was by telephone, they used to really answer the phone, answer the phone and give you an explanation. Now you got so many things, and most of the time you got some robots answering you, and like nobody. It's so difficult nowadays to access any big companies. And at one point, the bank officer told me that if you take a certain amount of loan or invest a certain amount of money, then they'll assign you a manager who will sort of answer the call for you. So whatever was normal has sort of been made into a luxury. This is what lots of capitalism things are doing over time. I call it extreme capitalism, right? Because capitalism is not bad. To me, the best cause is moderate capitalism mixed with some amount of socialism. This has to be some kind of a hybrid. This is my thoughts, at least, right? So defense, education, health has to have some element of socialism in it, but certain other things can go more capitalistic style. Okay, so this hybrid is the best way. It's at least my personal thought. So extreme capitalism leads to all these kind of things. Whatever used to be the status quo, they break it into 3 pieces: economic version, average version, and then there'll be the exclusive version. So whatever you're supposed to get as a normal thing is suddenly a luxury. Okay, a kind of a decent customer service, some basic quality in the products you buy. Everything has been made so-called luxury because of capitalism. Extreme capitalism. So that's disappointing. And of course, we as customers always hope for perfume companies who charge a fair price, give a good product, and don't destroy everything by throwing so much money into promotion, marketing, celebrities, and try to pump products to people based on all these kind of superficial superficial flair than rather than having underlying value. Okay, so that's why we sometimes make some effort to go high and low to find. I'm looking for my Mancera now to find brands which are reasonably priced and don't gouge you and have quality. So Mancera is one product which I personally feel the projection, the longevity, the price, everything is quite reasonable. But of course, we all worry that even this has an intense version set up boys. So I worry that as they become more popular, they might fall in the capitalism trap. Then we might have to. It's our responsibility as perfume fans to sort of keep the companies on their toes and keep looking for those who are offering us that good quality stuff. Okay. So what else I was thinking about? So just to expand on this further, you see, back in the day, everything had to really have genuine value. But over time, for example, let's take the US dollar. It has to be backed by gold in the bank vault when they issued every dollar. So there's a responsibility for that. But over time, they realized that just seeing the dollar, people just trusted it. Okay, so why have a gold in the vault? Nobody sees it. Nobody opens to see it anyway. So eventually they learned that you don't need underlying structure. People just believe it based on the surface. It's something like you wear a lion suit and people think you're a lion. You don't have to be a lion. They just learn that over time. Okay, so that's why everything becomes sort of like a mess over time. And back in the day, if you're a celebrity, you have to have performed something really worthy to become a celebrity. But nowadays, you got all this kind of how to put it, so-called real-life TV shows and Kardashians and God knows what else, whereby it's all about the show, right? Where is the underlying value? It's not really there. So it comes down to the customer's responsibility to cut through the marketing BS, try to find good authentic how to say product lovers, form a community, and get to the right thing. Okay, generally if things are over popular, there is something to worry about. Even my personal experience, some of the good restaurants, right, after a few years they'll start to open a chain. Many customers will come, then you start to get worried, because then the taste is going to be sort of out, and lo and behold, that's what happens. The quality and all is sort of not there anymore. Again, the infection of capitalism disease, extreme capitalism disease. Okay, some capitalism is of course good and valuable. So these are the challenges we are all facing. But of course, we ask a businessman, he will tell you, how am I going to pay my worker salary? How am I going to buy my supplies? Everything's price going up. So I am not against capitalism or socialism or anything. I think real life is somewhere in between. There's a sweet spot. Everything has a role. And so if people sort of maintain themselves in the sweet spot, I think it'll be a win-win for everybody. So yeah, I think it's kind of gone into kind of a rant. But guys, the core thing that I wanted to talk about was whether it makes a difference for you guys if celebrities what do you call it, endorse a product. Okay, you see so many ads, so many products, to various degrees they have their celebrities inside them, right? Even I think Hermes or Boss, I mean, any name any brand, I mean, you'll find that they usually get some famous model, some famous rapper, some famous actor, whoever it is, a sportsman, to sort of endorse it. Yeah, do share, do how to say, comment and all that. And if lots of people watch this, maybe some of the companies people watch it as well, and they might rethink their strategy if they see lots of people are saying that this is not the way we feel about it, and so on, and whatever it is, right? And even for those who love celebrities, even that can be a way for people, for the companies to make better stuff. Maybe, for example, a famous celebrity does influence you to sort of try it out, right? So then maybe the companies have to like consider that in their product, what do you call it, development, for example, right? And for you, if it's sufficient that, like, let's say a B grade celebrity or somebody not that famous be a kind of intro to you on the product, then again that's also maybe an info that the companies can use to reduce their development cost of the product. Okay, so it's like a kind of ecosystem, but only problem is we as customers are too passive, we are too ignorant, and we are too, how to put it, naive as well. The reason is because, of course, many of us have jobs, and most of the time are spent in our jobs and our basic stuff. And what happens is, when we go to consume anything for that matter, we just have that little knowledge, right? So that's one of the reasons why a lot of bad things happen. So how to protect ourselves? That's why sometimes we ask recommendations from friends or people who don't have any skin in the game, and maybe you could go to some trusted sites and all, and try to get some information. Recently, I've been quite disappointed with many of the car sites as well, car influencers as well, because they are really hyping the product. It's just like a marketing arm of the car companies. It's like, what's the point then? What's the whole point of the whole thing then? So we got to dig deep down and find some genuine people who review stuff, even though maybe it's amateurish and it doesn't have the slickness of the hot looks of the presenter and all the magical special effects and all that. But at least they give you from the heart what they feel, that kind of a thing. Then that's the biggest value, I think. So yeah, it's a journey for me as well. Okay, guys, that's it from Scenthound this time. Do share your thoughts, do comment, because this kind of grassroots community got to grow as in not in a, how to say, not in a one person centered way or anything, but it's got to grow in a way that everybody sort of comments and everybody sort of participates, and you got that general opinion on things. Okay, but preferably not in a trend of the kind of perfume Nazis or some kind of extreme perfume extremists, right? So middle way is the best way. Okay, guys, That's it. Thank you. Take care. Much love. Bye bye.